Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be upcycling a pair of jeans into a hooded scarf. You can wear this scarf multiple ways, and we're also going to be adding a detachable face mask. This is a super easy upcycle project, so if you're new to sewing, you should have no problem following the easy step-by-step tutorial. With all that being said, let's get started. Getting started with supplies, you need one pair of pants, and you can use any style of pants for this project. I'll be using a wider cut pair of jeans. It's going to give me a little bit more fabric to work with, but it's not necessary for this project. You can still make the hooded scarf with a standard pair of pants. You'll also need some extra fabric. This is going to be used for the lining on the inside of the hooded scarf. I'll be using a lightweight flannel, but you can switch it up, use a sherpa, a sweatshirt fleece, or a fleece. And if you don't have any extra fabric, you can make it without a lining. But anyways, moving on to assembly, the first thing we're going to do is measure down 1 to 2 inches from the center seam and cut off the pant legs. We'll be using the pant legs to make the scarf in later steps, so for the moment we can place them off to the side. Next, we're going to take the top section of the pants and de-thread the remaining portion of the inseam. With the bottom opened up, we're going to grab on the center seam and fold the pants in half. And I like to use the center seam and side seams as guidelines to make sure I have it perfectly folded in half. Because for this next step, we're going to be cutting the shape of the hood and we want it to be symmetrical. And I find it's easiest to use a pre-made hood for this next step, and you can use a balaclava or a hoodie. And I'm just using this as a guideline. I'm not going to cut it to the exact shape of this hood. I'm going to be cutting mine a little bit larger, but it's nice to have it there as a guideline. Before you make the cut, the back pockets might be right in line. You can cut directly through these. I'm actually trying to keep them as a feature, so I'm going to be cutting around them. The second thing, I always recommend cutting it larger to start, and then you can always take it in later steps. We're also not going to be cutting through the waistband, so grab a pair of scissors and make your cut. The next cut we make is on the opposite side, and it's going to be to open up the bottom. And there's a few different ways you can do this. You can cut off the entire bottom, including the button, but I want to keep the button in the final design as a feature, so what I'm going to do is cut right along the waistband past the zipper and then across. And I'm cutting as close to the waistband as possible. You also want to cut high enough to remove the entire zipper. We also want the two edges at the bottom to be lined up after cutting, and if you don't like the look of the waistband at this point, you can still just snip it off. Now our hood panel is completely ready, so we're going to flip the right sides together, lining up the outside edges. I do recommend placing a few pins so the layers don't shift around, and then we're going to stitch just the back curved edge at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. After stitching, flip the right sides out, and this is going to be the size of the hood, so feel free to try it on and see how it fits. If it's too large, you can always take it in on the back curved edge. And a little bit goes a long way, so you may want to take it in small increments. Next, we're going to add a lining, so we're going to cut 2 hood panels out of our extra fabric. I pre-cut mine, but all you have to do is lay your hood assembly on your fabric and cut around the outside edge. Now we can move the hood assembly off to the side and line up the 2 fabric panels with right sides together. Just like with the hood assembly, we're going to stitch just the back curved edge at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And keep in mind, we're sewing that entire curved edge for the lining panels. From here, we can grab the hood assembly and we're going to place the lining inside the hood assembly with wrong sides together. Then we're going to take the front edge of the lining, roll it over a 1/4 inch, and line it up with the waistband. There's 2 different ways you can do this. You can either line it up with the inside edge of the waistband or the outside edge of the waistband. If you did keep the button feature on the waistband, then you're going to want to line it up with the inside edge of the waistband. You're also going to want to use a lot of pins for this step so the lining doesn't shift around as you're sewing. And once you have it lined up, take it to your sewing machine and stitch directly on the edge of the lining. I do recommend matching your thread color to your fabric color to hide any imperfections on that top stitch, because the goal is to try to blend that lining as much as possible so it looks like it's part of the pants. And like I said previously, you can use any style of fabric for the lining. This will play a big role in the overall use. For example, if you use a thicker sherpa, it's going to be a lot warmer and probably better in winter. But anyways, that's going to complete the hood assembly, so for the moment we can place it off to the side and grab both of the leg panels that we cut off in the first step. If you don't want to modify the leg panels, you can actually take both of these and move on to the next step where we attach them to the hood, but unfortunately mine are a little bit short, so I do need to make modifications to increase the length. And luckily it's super easy to do. The first thing we're going to do is separate both of the leg panels, flip them to the side seams, and we're going to cut directly down the side seam. After cutting, open up both of the panels, and we're going to make our second cut a couple inches away from the inseam. And the reason for this is that I'm trying to keep that double stitch intact so I can use it in the final design. For the next steps, these panels are kind of big, so we're going to place 2 off to the side and make 1 at a time. We're also going to be making a detachable face mask, and I'm going to be cutting that out of the top portion of the pant leg. And you don't need a ton of fabric, at most 10 inches. We're trying to keep as much length on the pant legs as possible. Now we're going to line up the pant legs vertically and overlap them with wrong sides to right sides. This will be the final length of the scarf portion, so if it's too long, you can always trim it down. Also, where they intersect, if the widths don't line up, that's totally fine. You could always trim them up in later steps. But from here, we're going to sew both of these panels together by stitching right along the edge of the hem. And we'll be making the stitch for both of the pant leg sets. So in the end, you should have 2 matching scarf panels made out of your pant legs. Now you can get a full understanding of how long the scarf panels are going to be, so you can hold them up your body. If they're too long, you can trim them at the top. It really depends on how you're going to wear it. I want to be able to wrap the scarf panels around a couple times, so I want mine a little bit longer. Just like in the previous steps, I'm going to make it one at a time, so I'm going to place the other one off to the side. For this next step, we'll be adding a lining, and we're going to cut it the same way we did with the hood panel. Lay your scarf panel over top your fabric and cut around the outside edge. If your fabric isn't wide enough, you can sew sections together to get it to the right length. And once your lining panel is ready, we're going to grab the scarf panel and place the right sides together. Line up the outside edges, place a few pins, and then we're going to stitch all the way around the outside edge, leaving the top edge open. And I'll be stitching at a 1/4 inch seam allowance, but feel free to stitch at whatever seam allowance you would like. Remember, we're going to be doing the same thing for the second scarf panel. After finishing up the stitch, double check both sides, make sure all the layers got stitched together, and from here we're going to flip the right sides out. This next step is optional, but I do think it gives it a nice professional finish. We're going to be adding a top stitch all the way around the outside edge. And just like when we added the lining to the hood assembly, I do recommend matching the thread color to your fabric color to hide any imperfections, or matching your thread color to what's on the pants to help blend everything together. And as you can see, it really separated both of those sides so they're not going to be shifting around, and gives it a nice professional finish. At this point in the project, you should have 2 complete scarf panels. Now we're going to line the scarf panels up, move to the top edge, and grab the hood assembly. And what we're going to be doing in this next step is to get the top of the scarf panels to match the same length as the bottom of the hood assembly. More than likely, they're not going to match, so what we're going to do is overlap the 2 scarf panels so it matches exactly with the hood assembly. And it's best to make it a little bit smaller just in case the fabric shifts as you're sewing it. Now that the width is matching, we're going to take the scarf panel to the sewing machine and just stitch the area that's overlapping, and we're stitching as close as we can to the outside edge. This stitch is primarily just to lock these 2 scarf panels together so they don't shift around once we add them to the hood panel. It makes it a lot easier to keep everything lined up. Next, we're going to be adding the scarf panels to the hood assembly, so we can grab the hood assembly, flip the wrong sides out, and if you did choose to keep the buttons on the waistband, we're going to push those to the inside. Now we can grab the scarf assembly, and we're going to line the top edge up with the bottom edge of the hood assembly. Place the scarf assembly in between both of the hood assembly layers with right sides together. And what I like to do is line up both of the side edges and the center. Then we're going to stitch that bottom edge, leaving a 2 to 4 inch gap in the center so we can flip the right sides out after stitching. And be sure to add a nice tack stitch at the stop and start of the opening stitch. After sewing, double check to make sure all the layers got stitched together, locate the opening, and pull the right sides out. To seal off the opening, we're going to fold the fabric inward so the right sides are together. Do this for both the outside and lining fabric. Place a few pins so the outside and lining fabric are lined up, then we're going to add a top stitch along the bottom edge. And again, after sewing, double check, make sure that opening got closed and there's no raw edges sticking out. If everything is looking good, that's going to complete the hooded scarf portion of the video. Go ahead and try it on and see how it fits. The next step is optional. We're going to be adding a detachable face mask, and we'll be making it from the small pieces we cut out of the pant legs in previous steps. So for the moment, we can place the hooded scarf off to the side and grab the 2 small pant legs. Now when it comes to the size and shape, we'll be trimming it down after we sew these 2 panels together, so the first thing we're going to do is place the right sides together and stitch just the side edge. I'll be stitching at a 1/4 inch seam allowance, then we're going to flip the right sides out and add a top stitch. Now that we have the 2 panels together, we're going to start trimming it down to shape it to our face. Before making the cut, I do recommend pinning it to the hood, trying it on, and getting the correct measurements. From there, I recommend folding it in half, making your cut so it turns out symmetrical. And you can really cut this to any shape you want because it's going to be different for everybody. Just like in the previous steps, we're going to cut out a lining panel to the same shape. Since we did most of these steps already, I'm going to quickly go through them. So we're going to place the right sides together, stitch the outside edge, leave a 2 to 4 inch gap so we can pull the right sides out, and then add a top stitch around the outside edge, sealing off the opening. And just like we did with the hood panel, we're going to push the fabric inwards to seal off the opening. Just like that, our detachable face mask is complete. But to actually make it detachable, we do have to add our snap buttons. I'll be using magnetic snaps, so feel free to switch it up and use regular snaps or even Velcro. And I'll be placing 1 in each corner, so cut or punch your opening, feed the snap through the opening with the magnetic side on the right side of the fabric. Push the cap on the back side, and then we're going to repeat this step for the other 3 snaps. To secure them down, I'll be using a hammer die. It came with the kit. Feel free to use pliers or a press. Place the magnetic side on the base and hammer it down from the back. And you don't need a ton of force or else you're going to bend the magnetic side. Just like that, your snaps are installed. Now we have to install the opposite side to the hood. Before you install the opposite side, you're going to want to put your face panel up to the hood, kind of line it up on your face and see where it fits best. Once you found that perfect spot, figure out where the snaps from the face mask are touching the hood and mark them with chalk. These new spots are going to be where we install the second half of the magnetic snap. And it's actually installed the same way. We're going to start by punching our holes, feed the magnetic snap through the opening, add the backing, and secure it down using a hammer die, press, or pliers. Then go ahead and repeat this process for the other 3 snaps. And just like that, your hooded scarf is complete. I decided to utilize the belt loops and feed a strip of leather through. If you don't have leather, you can use cord or even webbing. I also went ahead and added my branding. I used leather strips added with double-sided rivets. I placed these all over the hooded scarf section and the face mask panel. The cool thing about the detachable face mask panel is that you actually don't have to always take it off off if you don't want to use it, you can just tuck it to the back and it will just sit back there until you want to use it, and you just detach one side and reattach it after putting it on. Or you can even add 4 snaps on the scarf side, so when you take it off, you just clip it to your scarf section and it's good to go. But other than that, there's a ton of different things you can do to customize this design to make it your own. And one of the easiest ones is to change the width of the scarf panels. This is really going to change the overall feel and design, or even making them a different shape at the bottom. So like always, have some fun with it, get creative, and make something that's unique to your style. And there you have it, your new upcycled hooded scarf is complete. Hopefully yours turned out as good as mine did. And there's so many different variations you can make with different style pants combined with the secondary fabric on the inside. You can make it super warm and use a Sherpa, or you can do what I did and use a nice flannel for a clean look. The possibilities are endless, so have some fun with it. And like always, I want to see what you come up with, so tag me on Instagram at Proper Fit Clothing. And until then, I'm going to keep the videos coming at you, so I'll see you next time.